This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. You know, it comes every time, everyone. You know, I'm going to stand up for this, y'all. I'm going to stand up for this. But there comes a time in every NFL fan's life where you believe in a dude, you ride for a quarterback, and then you realize he kind of sucked. It's time to give up. And today, me and QnCOLB are here to talk about quarterbacks that it's time to stop. First dude I'm going to go with is Gardner Minshew. Dog, I am tired of hearing about how Gardner Minshew ain't get a shot. Gardner Minshew ain't that good. It's time to let it go. I know he had the hot run. He was living in a trailer, and he got a mustache. And some of y'all love that. But he's not good at football. Ain't nothing that make you happy about Gardner Minshew happen on the football field. It's time to give it up. Who's on your list, QnCOLB?
So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to try to be as respectful as I possibly can.
I will not.
There's some of you out there who still believe in Derek Carr. And I need you to face reality. Because that man ain't got it. That man ain't got it. That man ain't going to get it. That man ain't never going to have it. He is mid.
Shout out TLC.
And it ain't happening. He is not good. He is the definite. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? He's cool. You ain't going nowhere. You are not going anywhere soon. You're going to be complaining. Even if he gets you to the playoffs, and he could get you to the playoffs. When you get there, you're gonna wish you had another quarterback.
And he's part of the group of people that I would like to call likable losers. And I get why people like likable losers. You know what I mean? Like, they likable. Derek Carr, ultra likable. One of the most likable dudes in the NFL. Never heard anybody say anything bad about that. Bad about that man. Lovable dude. But he's still a loser, dog. Like, you can't just, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's still losing. He still be out there losing. Like, he still do the same stuff that makes you mad. And that's just what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, with Derek Carr, what else are we going to expect? Do we even get upset anymore at Derek Carr when he do Derek Carr stuff?
No.
We just be like, damn, Derek Carr did the Derek Carr thing. You get nervous. Look, here's how you know. And I'd have been there. Right? When you don't want to believe what you're feeling. If your quarterback got the ball in the fourth quarter and you get nervous, hey, bro, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. If the idea that your quarterback gets the ball does not excite you in the fourth quarter, you know what time it is. It's time to quit. It's time to quit. It's time to quit.
Hey, bro, since you brought it up, no other quarterback has made me feel this way more than Baker Mayfield. And you know, we gotta talk about it.
He already in the dirt. He already, like, don't nobody believe in that no more. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Look,
are we sure?
Look, there will always be the Baker Mayfield diehards that believe in him because you know what? He's the best quarterback to ever come out of Oklahoma. And there are going to be people who ride for the best quarterback that played at their favorite college for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? I could understand that. That don't change the fact that he's not good. But I can understand that fandom, right?
Man, I never in my life felt more depressed about my team having a chance to win a game at the end of the fourth quarter than when Baker Mayfield was the starting quarterback in Cleveland Browns. Because I knew we wasn't winning the game.
Yeah, just put money on it. Put money on the quarterback that you on the fence about and see how much you actually believe in them. If you mad that we put somebody on the list, put money on Derek Carr right now and tell me that don't make you nervous in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I'm just saying. A lot of y'all don't be feeling this extreme because y'all don't be putting your stakes up on it. I'm just saying, put money on Derek Carr and tell me you don't feel nervous about that. Another one I got to add to the list, Dak Prescott, man. It's about that time. Put that brother in the list. Yes.
It's about that time.
We put Dak Prescott. Yes. Okay, Dak Prescott and the whole Dallas Cowboys because, man, we give the Chargers a lot of flack for being the Chargers, but who are the Chargers but a poor imitation of the Cowboys this last decade? For the last 20 years. This is who they've been.
Hey, man. I know some Cowboys fans. I got some friends that are Cowboys fans, and they go hear this, and I'm not going to apologize for what I'm about to say. If there's any team that should be trying to trade up and get a quarterback, it's y'all.
Okay.
Because Dak, it ain't happening, brother. It ain't happening.
Every time Dak don't do it, I hear about what Dak needs. Dak needs to be better. That's what Dak needs. He needs to improve. What are you talking about what Dak needs? We've been talking about what Dak needs since Dez Bryant was on the goddamn team. Like, what are we talking about with Dak?
He ain't it. I keep trying to tell him.
It's about that time. It's about that time. You thought he was something he wasn't. I thought he was something he wasn't. But you know what he is? He all right. It ain't good enough.
Y'all watching Jalen Hurts be a franchise quarterback and talking to me about Dak Prescott.
Jalen Hurts is better than Dak Prescott's ever been.
Ever.
It ain't like I even think Jalen Hurts is that good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just significantly better than Dak. Another person, speaking of Dak, let's talk about his Midwest counterpart. Kirk Cousins.
Who talking?
Kirk Cousins.
Lord.
Kirk Cousins.
Dak is the black Kirk Cousins.
Like,
he's the black Kirk Cousins. I'm telling you.
Hey, you know what I mean? They're similar. They're very similar. You know what I mean? Hey, Dak's won a playoff. Well, they both won playoff games. They have both won playoff games.
They both won playoff games.
Yeah, you like that? You know what I mean? I can't forget that. You like that. But the same way you got no faith. The Vikings and the Cowboys, I feel the same way about them every year. I was in your spaces on SB Nation throwing a wet blanket on Cowboy fans because they was like, oh yeah, this seemed like the year Micah balling. I'm like, man, every year y'all say it's the year for the Cowboys, and what happened? First round exit. You know what I mean? Like, usually losing to the 49ers who are throwing out some ridiculous quarterback combination out there. Like, think about this. Dak done got bested by Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy.
Hey man, losing to Brock should have been the last straw if you was a Cowboys fan.
Losing to Brock and being clear that Brock Purdy was the better quarterback in that game is just like wild to me. Wild. Like if the ball had to be in somebody's hands in the fourth quarter, I'm like, yeah, Brock Purdy gonna get this done. I didn't think that about Dak. You know what you do with Dak? You wait for Dak to mess up. Like Dak could be throwing for 300 yards and you like, he gonna throw a bad pick. Just you watch. You know what I mean? Like you always feel like it's coming around the corner with Dak. And it's the same thing with Kirk Cousins. Like, yeah, Kirk gonna fool you for the regular season, but then you get to the playoffs and it's like, hey man, no other better way to ensure that your team gets heartbroken than to start Kirk Cousins at quarterback. There is just no other better way to do it. So, you know, if you want heartbreak, go get Kirk Cousins. Go get Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? Yo, that's your man. Now, I have noticed that an overwhelming number of these quarterbacks are in the NFC.
Bro.
In the AFC, there's not that problem.
Hey, damn near everybody got a good quarterback.
Look, as much as I think Josh Allen is overrated, I don't think he's that overrated. Like, you know what I mean?
He's very good. He's a very good quarterback. Let's be honest. He's very good.
I mean, I still worry about Josh Allen if he gets the ball in the fourth quarter. Oh, Joe Burrow with the ball in the fourth quarter? I already know what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Like, Justin Herbert? Ooh, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting Lamar Jackson. I've watched them Pookie Scooters. Like, I'm good. I'm good. That man came off the toilet on Monday Night Football and beat the Browns in the fourth quarter on 1%. Like, nah, dog. Once you do that, you clutch for life in my book.
Hey, Lamar has destroyed us so many times.
I don't know how anybody from Cleveland don't think he a franchise guy. Like, I don't know how anybody from Cleveland come up with these anti-Lamar. We have seen all of it. Oh, he can't throw. I've seen him literally take a diarrhea dump and drop a dime to Marquise Brown. What are we talking about? What are you, hands still nasty? Like, nah.
I watched that man throw 4 picks in a game.
And still beat us.
And still beat us.
Because he was the better quarterback.
I've watched Myles Garrett sack this man and then pick him up and dap him up afterwards.
Myles Garrett. Think about that. Myles Garrett.
If that don't tell you he a franchise quarterback, I don't know.
Myles Garrett goes out of his way to respect him. This is the same Myles Garrett that puts graveyards for quarterbacks up. This is the same Myles Garrett that has smacked a man in the head that played quarterback on. Like, this dude, this is the dude that's like, that quarterback's cold. Like, Myles, like, nah, man, that's different. That's different. I've never seen that. I have never. And then we got Josh Allen out here looking like Cam Newton, but a little better. Like, it's insane that a level of quarterback. Oh, by the way, Pat Mahomes.
We didn't even talk about him. We didn't even talk about him.
The most underrated quarterback in the NFL is Pat Mahomes. You know what I mean? Is there anybody it's time to give up on? Daniel Jones, baby. It's time. I think they know it's time. It's time, baby. Oh, I just remember that one. Daniel Jones. Hey, man. I'm glad you got paid.
Get your money.
Look, man, I just want to make sure that you know, to make sure that your agent has done everything that you can to make sure that they can't take that money away from you after year 1, because they are going to realize they made a grave mistake in week 6. But I want you to make sure that that money stays in your account. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, hold on. I'm going to give Daniel Jones his flowers real quick. I'm going to give him his flowers. Because I remember what Baker was saying about you when the Giants took you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember what Baker was saying. And now you look up, you got 40 M's.
And Baker ain't got one.
Baker ain't get 40 M's.
Baker waiting for his M's. So you know what? Shout out to you, Daniel Jones. You got paid more than Baker Mayfield.
A lot more.
And I want to make sure you keep that money, because me and you both know, Daniel, that you ain't living up to that contract, baby. Like, come on now. Like, you already know. Make investments. You know what I mean? Hey, make sure a good chunk of that goes into your 401ks. You know, get an SEK. You know what I mean? Multiple retirement plans. Like, you know, and make sure you got good accountant. Buy some land too. You know, this is a good time to buy land. Like, do good things with that. I would hate to hear Daniel Jones out here wasting that contract like he about to get another one. You know what I mean? Like, save the money. Make investments. That's why I hope for you, Daniel Jones, because look, I ain't mad that you got it, but I know you ain't getting it again. Ain't no way. And if he does get it again, put him in the Hall of Fame, man. He'll get that money all-star. Okay? He a contract year killer. Him and Jadeveon Clowney back to back. You know what I mean? I get 9 sacks when I got to. My favorite type of players are the ones that get to 2% body fat at the end of their contract and then talk about how they made life changes. It's like, yeah, you made some specific life changes about getting that paper. You know what I mean?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't
you know what I mean?
With it.
Show up to camp overweight 20 pounds the next time, right?
The check's still clear.
You know what I mean? Big Ben was good for that. Hey, look, Ben Roethlisberger would lose 20 pounds every 4 years. It just so happened that would be at the end of his contract. You know what I mean? Like, when it's time to hit the bank up again, all right, let me go ahead and do this. It's that time. So shout out to Daniel Jones. Shout out to Russell Wilson while we talk about that Get That Money All-Stars. Nobody has finessed the bag as much as Russell. He actually got the Seahawks to pay him for what they owed him for that one Super Bowl when his contract came up. Shout out to Russ. Got the money there. Then took Future's girl. Had kids with Sierra. You know what I mean? Started a family. And then went up there and took Walmart's money. I don't think he's a good player anymore, but I have nothing for respect about how he went about getting his bag. He robbed all the right people.
Listen, sports fans may not understand this, and that's okay. I don't care if your favorite player is washed anymore. You know what I care about? Did you get your money when you had the chance to get your money? Look, that's what I respect.
Russell Wilson got that money and then inspired DS2. And how do we not love him for that?
Listen,
we don't get Cody and crazy if it ain't for Russell Wilson's existence. So how do we not love him for that?
Listen, man. Russ did it right. That's all I'm gonna say. Russ did it right. I don't care if the Broncos stink. He did it right.
I'll root for the Broncos. They ain't got nothing to do for me. But that's well, you know what I do listen to? These Future tapes. They've been fire since he married Sierra, right? Like fire. Okay.
Hey, Future gave us about 7 classics, though.
Put Russell Wilson in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just as responsible.
Hey, have y'all heard Hendrix? Hendrix?
It's crazy.
Let me tell you something.
Different mode. We was getting Tony Montana before that. Now all of a sudden we got the heat. You got DS. Hey, Russ deserves credit for that too. That's all I'm saying.
Have y'all heard Throwaway?
You know what I mean? But those are the quarterbacks that we think it's time to get up on, or that we just decided to make some jokes about. Please don't take this too serious. We're not actually mad at these quarterbacks. We're only happy that they get paid. But do take serious the advice I gave to Daniel Jones. Make sure you save that money, brother, because I don't think it's coming back. You know what I mean? I don't think you're getting that next contract. I don't even think you're getting to the end of this contract. So, invest in some stuff with solid fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like solid fundamentals. Don't just invest in the hype. But that's my thoughts.